Hey, so I keep seeing this all over the internet, and people are pretty upset. They're associating it with their Second Amendment rights and how they can't have this, but let's just keep this simple. For those of you that don't know, military gear is pretty expensive, and it's hard to transport sometimes, and it's pretty technologically advanced. It's not just your average rocket launcher, bullet slinger, whatever it may be. So some of the things that have to happen is there has to be a logistical train. But hey, this just in. You don't have to worry about it. The CNN has just reported, and let me go and read this for you. Pentagon, gear left behind in Afghanistan was demilitarized and made unfit to use. Well, that's difficult to believe because we saw Black Hawks flying around after we left. Obviously, there were Afghani security forces that were trained by us to fly them. And so the article goes on to say they can inspect all they want. They can look at them. They can walk around, but they can't fly them. I don't know if that's true, but still, it really doesn't matter. And I'll tell you why shortly. They can't operate them. We made sure to demilitarize to make unusable all the gear that is at the airport. Once again, we saw a helicopter flying around, but hey, none of this really matters, guys. None of this really matters, and here's why. I'm going to read you something that comes directly from Fort Benning, the U.S. Army's main logistic base. Military logistics is the process, resource, and systems involved in generating, transporting, sustaining, and redeploying or relocating material and personnel. The nation's ability to perform these functions relates directly to its military power. What does that mean? That means if you can't fix it, you can't use it. It means if you can't maintain it, you can't use it. I'm here to tell you, this is not the first time this has happened. Let me read something to you. I know I'm not the greatest reader. Just bear with me, because this goes back to another video that I'll try and put, like, I don't know, maybe up there, I think. I don't know. It's somewhere up here. I'll drop a link. They say they didn't know this was going to happen. Bullshit. It's like we just completely forget about our history. I want to read you something this is from an excerpt from When the Bear Came Over the Mountain. At the time, the Democratic Republic of Afghanistan, the DRA, dropped democratic from its name, and the country became the Republic of Afghanistan. Karmal had provided to be a weak leader, and the Soviets ousted him in November of 1986, replacing him with the head of Afghanistan's secret police. Karmal went to Moscow, where he died in 1996. So, governments have been in Afghanistan. This has been going on for hundreds, possibly thousands of years. I need to read more history, I think. But a settlement was reached in Geneva, in the Geneva Accords, signed by Afghanistan and Pakistan, which represented the Mujahideen. The U.S. and Soviets were guarantors. Ooh, so we've been involved in Afghanistan for a long time. If you guys haven't watched enough Rambo movies, we're actually the Mujahideen's allies, Stinger missiles, that kind of crap. Under the agreement, Soviet troops were to be out of Afghanistan within 9 months. This sounds really familiar. This sounds really, really familiar. We could almost, let me restate it. Under the agreement, U.S. troops were to be out of Afghanistan within 9 months. Oh, it sounds so much newer that way. Let's see. The Soviets began withdrawing in May of 1988. By October, about half of the forces were gone. Some of the insurgents groups were willing to let the Soviets leave in peace. Others were not. What? Wow, this is like history rewriting itself, but with different uniforms and nations. Let's continue. Road convoys were regularly ambushed or fired upon from the heights along the departure routes. The Soviets resorted to carpet bombing to keep roads to the north open. The last Soviet column, consisting of 450 armored vehicles and 1,400 troops, crossed the bridge into Uzbekistan the dawn of February 15, 1989. The last airplane took off from Kabul airport. Wow. The same day. Characterization as the Soviet Vietnam. Whoa, this is Biden's Vietnam. This is really, wow. The Soviet force characterization as the Soviet Vietnam. What? This sounds familiar, Biden's Vietnam. However, the war was a chronic drain on the Soviet Union and was giving the USSR a bad name among the leading nations of the world. This all sounds really familiar right now for some reason. Soviet armed forces never controlled more than 20% of the country, and it is hard to deny that they were beaten by the ragtag insurgents. Yeah, and see, this is why people are so pissed, because we won every battle, but we defeated nobody. I think I'm going to close with this. You could look at the chart all day long. I think it's that one. And you can say, they've got these and they've got that. I'm here to tell you that 90% of the stuff on that list will be rusted and done inside of 6 months. It's not like they're going to run M113 armored personnel carriers across the ocean to the United States to do things to us. It's not like they're going to use our radios because they're all encrypted, and even if they used them out in the open, we'd be able to listen to them. And then just try getting batteries for them. Try doing that. There's so many logistical issues that are involved with that list that inside of 6 months, everything on it will be useless. Well, except for the Soviet stuff, but who really cares about that crap? They're just going to revert back to who they were 20 years ago, which is just fine with us. Okay, so until the next time, stay safe and have a great day.